Special announcement. New destinations have been announced. Please be advised and plan accordingly. All aboard.
Hello, everyone who joined us today for a second Flutter Festival event. And today we're gonna have a special guest, Paulina, who is a Google developer expert. And with the help of Paulina and her expertise in Flutter, we will learn how simple it is to do animations, which you can use in your apps or in your future project ideas. And so today we're gonna learn the Flutter puzzle demo with Paulina Szklarska, and then after that you can ask any questions regarding the Flutter, the animations, or any career maybe related questions. So Paulina is a Flutter Google developer expert, and she will show us how to create simple animations. I want to show you the inspiration, what you can do with Flutter. So this is the game, Flutter game that challenge you to create the original picture of this cute Flutter bird. And you can do some more simple animations like this, like dice. And today, Paulina will show us how to create basic animation that you can build in to a more sophisticated cute animations or app ideas. So I'll pause sharing right now. And Paulina, please, you can start your talk.
Yes, thank you, Aya. So yeah, my name is Paulina, and before we start, because I see that we actually don't have that many people, so I'm really interested in getting to know like what is the level of experience that you guys have. So if you feel okay with that, feel free to just say or comment if you have any experience with Flutter. That's also okay if you don't have. Yeah, I'm also curious if you don't have any. So yeah, I'm gonna start with the quick presentation first. For those of you who don't know the Flutter. Okay, that's set up yesterday. Oh, that's perfect. You're gonna be the perfect audience for this demo today, because yeah, we're gonna start basically from scratch, so you don't have to have any prior knowledge about Flutter. And after that demo, hopefully you will be able to create some nice animations. So let me share my screen. Oh, actually, I think you have to enable because I can't really share my screen.
Okay, now I think it's possible.
Yeah, let me try again. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can you see the presentation?
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay. So again, hi everyone. My name is Paulina. And today, I would like to start, before talking about animations, I would like to start with a really quick introduction to Flutter for those of you who don't know it yet. I'm going to present you 5 reasons why I personally love it and why you may love it as well. My name is Paulina. I'm Flutter developer, as I said, for about 3 years now. And I'm also Flutter Google developer expert. If you want to reach out or find me in social media, you can find me on Twitter or Medium or GitHub. Feel free to say hi. So what is Flutter? So Flutter is an open source framework by Google for building beautiful, natively compiled, multi-platform applications from a single code base. So for us, for mobile developers, we want usually two things. Like we want to deliver applications that look really good and are very useful. Yeah. So like having control over every pixel on the screen is really important to us. Yeah, because we want to have a way to customize the UI to deliver like the highest quality possible. And we also want to deliver mobile apps fast. So for example, developing multi-platform applications from a single code base is a really big benefit for us because we basically have just one single code base and we can build many applications from it. So yeah, why you may love it, you may ask. So the first reason for me is that Flutter is really beautiful. And I think you're going to also see that later in that demo with animations. But yeah, the original purpose for the Flutter was to craft high quality mobile UI. So yeah, they're really Flutter UI is really emphasized. And yeah, a lot of effort is put into making this really to look really good and feel really good. So yeah, as I said, like Flutter apps are really customizable. So you basically own every pixel on the screen. So you can basically change anything on the screen. And let me present you a few examples of the apps made using Flutter. So one of them is Reflectly app. So this is the app working as an intelligent journal. And as you can see, like obviously this app has really nice UI, but this UI is very custom, yeah. So you don't really see many components that you know from other apps, like from native Android or native iOS apps. Yeah, instead of this, you have a lot of custom controls. And yeah, and this is something that is very easy achievable with Flutter, and that is a good benefit of Flutter. So you can create a lot of nice animations, a lot of nice UI components. But also on the other side, if you want to keep this native look and feel of the application, you also have a way to do this. So this is example of the Flutter Gallery App. So this is the application. This is actually quite old design. I believe it's now updated slightly, but you can see how the components that you may know from the native Android, like from the material design, you can see them in here. Yeah, so you have like floating action buttons. You have this shared element transitions. So yeah, so with Flutter, you on one side you can build very custom UI, but on the other side you have a really big catalog of the components that look the same as Android or iOS ones. So for example, there is material design widget catalog that has all those UI components, like for example, floating action button, slider, bottom sheet. So all these components that you know from Android, and they are ready to use. So you can just grab them and customize them. And on the other side, we have a set of Cupertino widgets for iOS style applications. So if you target iOS also, then you have a way to build more native iOS look of the application. So yeah, the biggest, second biggest benefit, in my opinion, is the fact that Flutter is cross-platform. It means that we have a single code base written in Dart, and we can build our application to be run on many, many devices. That includes mobile platforms like Android and iOS. That includes desktop. So all three are currently supported, like macOS, Windows, and Linux. And also web, and also some embedded solutions like smart devices or cars, or running this on Raspberry Pi, basically, yeah, everywhere. So it is really amazing because as a developer, you don't really have to know all these different languages. You only have to know one, Dart, and that's it. You can build applications for this many platforms. So why is that good, like for you and for your team, for example? So let's say that you have a project for the mobile application, and one day your project manager or product owner comes to you and says that we need to add just this one small functionality, yeah, to our application. So what do you do? So usually when you work in a mobile team, you usually have two separate teams for Android and for iOS. So you and you may even have a like separate project management boards. Yeah, this is the place where you store all the like the tickets or the work that has to be done. So what do? Like usually go there, you create two tickets, yeah, two cards in two separate projects because these are two separate teams. Then someone needs to write it twice, yeah, like one person on Android, other person on iOS. Then someone needs to test it twice, yeah, because these are two separate applications. And sometimes you even have to fix the same bugs twice, yeah. And this is just for two platforms, yeah. So, but imagine having like 4 platforms, yeah, or even 6 or 8 different platforms. Then all these problems are becoming quite really big in time. So this is where Flutter comes to the rescue. So with Flutter, you have only one single code base. That means a little bit less testing, a lot of less writing, yeah, because you have a single code base. So there is just one code base that you have to worry about. And it means, yeah, like for project managers, it means that you only have one project, one team. For programmers, this is one code base, one language. For clients, this is potentially just one feature they are paying for, yeah, not for different features. And it's not only mobile. So with Flutter, you can also develop, as I mentioned, on the web and on the desktop. And this application is going to look almost exactly the same, like if you want. If you don't want to, you can have a free way to customize this. But if you want out of the box, it will look exactly the same. So the third thing, Flutter is easy to learn. And yeah, I hope to show you this later in the demo. But yeah, why? Why is it easy to learn? Mostly because in Flutter, there is a concept that everything is a widget. And it's I think it's super useful, especially at the beginning. Yeah, because it's just easy to imagine the way that the application looks, because it's almost exactly as the structure of the code. Everything is a widget means that everything is a widget. So the entry point to the Flutter application is a widget, obviously, because everything is a widget. So this My App that you see in here is the first widget that you're going to create. So we're going to create this simple stateless widget. And for now, you need to know that there are 2 types of widgets. Stateless is the one that doesn't really change. So it can be anything that doesn't change, like a simple image, yeah, or a text on the screen that doesn't change. And the other type of widgets is stateful widget. So if anything has to change in your widget, it means that you have to use stateful widget. As simple as that. So yeah, in that example, we're going to start with creating a simple stateless widget. And what you see on the screen is this material app. This is like the skeleton of your app that's gonna have a material design, like params, like themes, colors. So everything that you know from material design, like having accent color or or different UI components, then this is gonna be implemented using material app. And later on you see the scaffold. So this is like a skeleton, like a scaffold for your application that's gonna hold main components. So with that, this is your application. Yeah. So with just like how many, like 8 lines of code, you already have something. Yeah. It's not too much at this point, but it's still, you can run this and you will see an application. So let's add something else to that application. Let's add toolbar, or as this is called in Flutter, app bar. So as you can see, there is this parameter app bar that uses widget app bar, because everything is a widget, that uses widget text to show text in app bar. So you can see this looks really straightforward. Like you can see that there is just app bar with text, and on the screen you're gonna see app bar with text. Yeah, simple as that. So yeah, that's a good start. Now we're gonna add something more to that. So we're gonna build a simple list. And again, you are building lists using list view widget. We're gonna say that there are 20 items and that each item is gonna be built by another widget called my app list item. Yeah, so in that my app list item, we're going to use another widget that is called list style. And this is the widget that is used for creating list styles, basically. So you can have a leading, trailing, title, subtitle. This is basically for building a simple list style. So yeah, as a leading, we're going to have some icon set up. And as you can see, I don't really have to use any resources. So at this point, I didn't need to add any resource to the app. I'm using the built-in material design icons. So yeah, if you open Flutter and if you type icons dot, then you will see a full list of the items or of icons. And yeah, there are many of them that you can use. So there is no need to provide our own resources. And yeah, this is how our app looks like currently. So yeah, let's add something more to that. Let's add some title. So we're adding parameter title and voila, it appears in our app. And by the way, I'm obviously, this is not the real app, like I'm just changing the slides, but in Flutter, and you will later see, you can have exactly the same speed of changing, like of seeing changes in the application because of the feature called hot reload. So you can run this hot reload and it takes like literally just milliseconds to rerun your app and load the changes. So there is no need to rebuild the whole application. You can see the changes like instantly. Okay, so let's add some subtitle. That's again another widget, text, and let's say that I would like to just wrap my icon in something circle, yeah, to make it more circle. And then I can use just circle avatar widget that is built especially for this. So as you can see already, there are lots of widgets that you can use. So there is really no need to write that much code. Yeah, if you come up with some idea, there is really high chance that someone already wrote this. So you can just use their work either with some library or just using built-in widgets. But as I said, like Flutter is also about the customization. So let's say that I would like to change the colors across the whole application. So in here, I have this theme in the material app that has currently just accent color set to pink. And this is how the application will look like after this. And let's say that I want to change completely the look and feel of the application to make it more purple. So yeah, all I have to do is just change primary swatch, and that's going to change the whole application to be purple. So as you can see, yeah, it's really easy to customize this. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, everything is a widget. That is, I think it's a nice concept to, especially for beginners. And also there are lots of resources that you can learn from. So there are Codelabs, tutorials, blog posts, YouTube channels. I listed a few of them. If you're interested, you can have a look. So I think it's worth starting with Codelabs on the flutter.dev website. They are grouped based on the level that you are on. So you can start with the beginners one and then proceed. But they're really good. They're really interactive. So you can see the outcome immediately. And yeah, it's a good starting point. And if Codelabs are not enough, you also have a lot of articles, like there is Flutter community on Medium. There is this cookbook with recipes, so like tutorials for many common things. There is Flutter YouTube channel. And yeah, Flutter also, another cool thing is Flutter that has really great community. So across the whole world, there is a really wide range of the Flutter meetups. yeah, so GDSC is one thing where you can learn about Flutter, but there are also GDGs like Google Developer Groups, and there are also Flutter study jams or Flutter user groups that are specifically for Flutter. So there are lots of them, yeah, even across yeah, Oceania and Asia. So even Japan, there are quite a few of them. And yeah, and if Meetup is not enough, you can also join many like Slack communities or Reddit groups or Discords on yeah, about Flutter. So yeah, I think everyone will find something suitable for them. And yeah, Flutter is not only like, it's not only about the community that takes, it's also about community that gives. So this great community also helps with developing Flutter by creating packages. So packages are libraries that can be used for the most common things like networking or Firebase or working with camera. So if you need anything, there is a really high chance that there is already a package for that, for the thing that you need. Yeah, and the most yeah, last but not least is that Flutter is really fun. And yeah, I really encourage you to try and give it a go. And yeah, let's switch now to demo. So yeah, I'm gonna, okay. Can you see my IntelliJ?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, awesome. So yeah, let's go with the demo. So yeah, as you can see, I am starting basically from scratch. So this is just a simple entry point to the Flutter application. This is this method called run app that is basically running our application. And this run app takes widget as a parameter. And we're going to start with just a simple my app widget, that is the stateless widget. So this is the widget that I've told before that it doesn't have any state. It means that it doesn't really change. Yeah, so the values that you will give at the beginning, they will just remain across all the life cycle of that event. Yeah, so yeah, let's start as in this example that I showed you before. Let's start with the material app. That's gonna have a simple scaffold, and this scaffold is gonna just keep a container. So I'm now running hot reload. This is the hot reload. I'm gonna probably use keyboard shortcut, but yeah, I think you will see. Yeah, okay, it's visible. So yeah, as you can see for now, that is just the white space. So yeah, let's add something more to this. So we're gonna start with something really simple. So I'm gonna just, yeah, I'm gonna just wrap this container in a widget called center to make it the center of the of that screen. And I'm gonna add something more to that container. So like basic color, let's say it's gonna be blue, some width and some height. And yeah, let's start with that. I think my hot reload doesn't work. I have to rebuild quickly. Okay, it shouldn't take that long. Oh, come on. Yeah, I've run this example before, so all the fields should have a time to build. But yeah, let's wait a little bit for this to build. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, that sometimes happens. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that's because I had a different project in that directory before, and some of the files might just remain. Oh, come on. Okay, let me remove it completely. And let's try again. Yeah, if that won't work, I will just create a new project from scratch. But yeah, I wanted to avoid that because I should be already pre-compiled. Oh, really?
We
Okay.
are beginners, so we frequently encounter some bugs. And while we are trying to visualize the differences or the changes in the app, if someone has any questions on the presentation, you can freely unmute yourself and ask anything. We are learning the Kotlin language, so I guess there might be some misunderstanding. So don't be afraid to ask anything. Like, don't think that you might sound stupid or something, because there might be some differences in the language syntaxes and stuff.
Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. I used to be also an Android developer, so yeah, I might know answers for some Android questions, but not yeah, not for sure. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that always happens with demos, live demo. Come on.
Is there like a web version how to visualize the changes, like in the collab or something?
Sorry, say that again.
Is there any like web version how to visualize the code, like in a collab, maybe?
Yes, yes. So there is something called Dartpad. This is like a Flutter version running on the web. So yeah, so I think if you run any of the Codelabs, they should probably sometimes have an examples attached to them. So you can run this example from your browser. So you don't necessarily have to install the whole Flutter if you want to just try it. Yeah, you can just use this. Yeah, I can give some links soon. I just need to figure out this this thing first. Yeah, they've already commented. Yeah, this is Dartpad. Oh, come on, let's build. Sorry for that. I was just running this like 10 minutes, 10 minutes before the presentation. Yeah, but still demo every time. Yeah, if that's not gonna work, I can try yeah, to do it from that Dartpad maybe. But yeah, I really wanted this to work from, actually let me no, I don't have Android application. Actually, I can try to run this on a desktop as well. Yeah, I think I should be able to do it. Platforms. Yeah, let's try. Maybe desktop will run smoother. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, by the way, yeah, so that project was prepared only for Android and iOS. So you can see those two folders in there, Android and iOS. But if you want to add support for the additional platform, like I just did for macOS, then yeah, all you have to do is just run this command and it will automatically create everything for you. So now I should be able to run this on the, let's stop this one and let's run desktop. Hopefully it will take less time. Okay, something. Oh, yes, perfect. Yes, I'm also relieved. Yeah, so as you can see, yeah, it's not really, I can just replace that with this. Let's simulate that this is the mobile app. But yeah, by the way, you can see also how easily you can just run this as a desktop app. So it's basically, yeah, it's the same code. And yeah, and it just works in this application as well. So this is good for testing you different like screen densities or screen resolutions. If you want to, you can just run desktop app and just resize this as you want. Yeah, it's sometimes just easier than running on a different emulators or simulators. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's it. So that's the first thing. So yeah, we created this simple container that doesn't do currently anything. It's just a simple blue container. So yeah, let's add it to this button. And on this button, we will just randomly change some parameters for this container, like size or color. So to do this, firstly, we're going to add some floating action button. So yeah, I'm using this property of the scaffold floating action button, and I'm creating this new widget floating action button. So this widget has two parameters, child, which is basically how this button should look like. And I'm going to use just one of the icon. So yeah, as I said before, you can use this set of material design icons. So there are lots of them for every situation. Yeah, I'm going to just go with this simple play arrow. And another parameter is onPressed, which is basically what happens when you press this button. So when we press this button, what I would like to do is I would like to change the parameters for this container, like width and height. And how can I do that? Yeah, because if you're programming on Android, you are probably used to a different approach. It is called like imperative programming. So you would probably have like reference to this widget, and you would just use like button set color, or something like that. But there is no such thing in Flutter. In Flutter, instead, this is more reactive approach. So with that in mind, we have to create state for that widget that we're gonna later modify. So the first thing to do is to convert that widget into stateful widget. So I can do that with just a IDE shortcut. And as you can see, two things changed. So one thing is that this class is now just having this create state method instead of build. And this create state creates a new class, which is now going to keep the UI of the application. And every parameter that we want to modify should go into this class. So I'm going to create new variable for the width and for the height. So these two are now going to keep the information about the width and height of this container instead of this constant values. So yeah, so now this widget knows what are the parameters. And now if we want to modify them by clicking on the button that I probably can now show. Yeah, so I hot reloaded and sorry, I should hot restart because I changed the type. Yeah, so you can see now I have this simple button that I can click. It doesn't do anything because I didn't declare anything in onPressed. But now I'm gonna set that I want to. Now I'm gonna say that I want to set a new state for that widget. So yeah, I would like to maybe choose a random value for that width. Yeah, I'm gonna declare a new random to generate the random values. So yeah, with that random, I'm gonna just create random double. Yeah, and multiply this by, let's say, 200, because I want this to be maximum of 200. And the same for the height. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna hot reload this now. So now when I click on that button, the new values would be generated. Yeah, so there is gonna be new width randomly chosen, new height. And because of this set state, the whole widget is told that, hey, there are new values for you. You should rebuild your whole tree with those new values. So it's gonna go again through the whole tree, rebuild every widget, and rebuild this container with these new values. Yeah, so this is like a little bit different approach. And yeah, you can see that it is now rebuilt. Yeah, so every time that I click on there, there is a new container generated. Cool. So yeah, this is the main difference between creating UI in Android and in Flutter. But I think with Jetpack Compose, there is probably something similar now in Android as well. But yeah, I think it's a really cool way of creating UI. So yeah, it looks okay, kinda, but it doesn't really animate. Yeah, it's really jumpy. So let's animate this a little bit. So this is where cool things happen. So all you have to do basically, if you have this stateful widget already, all you have to do is just replace this container with animated container. So this is the new widget that only needs the target values. And it's gonna compute the whole animation internally. So you don't have to really say, hey, these are the values that you should go from to. You are just telling, hey, this is the width that I want to have, and let's just animate that. So yeah, every animated widget needs duration. That is for how long the animation should last. Yeah, for us, let's say it should be just 1 second. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. So with just those 2 lines, I can show you now how this is gonna look like. So now when I tap on that button, you can see that it animates, yeah? So it goes smoothly from one size to another. So this is already, I think it's really cool kind of animation that you can use in your app. And yeah, it's a good start. So this is one of the widgets that you can use, this animated container. So yeah, now let's animate a little bit more just to make it look nicer. So I'm gonna add to this also, yeah, let's say radius to add some corners to this container. So I'm gonna modify this animated container. Instead of color, I'm gonna add decoration. So this is for, yeah, basically decorating your simple container. So you can set up the color here, and you can also set up the radius. So it just will be more in a more rounded way. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that I want circular radius. It means that it should be the same for all borders. And yeah, and I'm also gonna add this in here, so it's also randomly generated. Let's say maybe maximum 20. We'll see. Okay, cool. So yeah, it is already slightly rounded, and yeah, now it also animates this corners, little corners. So it looks a little bit better. We can also add changing color to that. So let's say that we want to start with this simple blue. Oh, and by the way, these colors, they're also coming from the material design. So there is a set of all the colors according to the material design guidelines. So if you want to have like a color palette, you can just use them. So yeah, that's a good starting point. So yeah, this color, and again, we're gonna just randomly generate that. So let's say I will generate this color from RGB values. The first one is alpha, then is RGB. And yeah, I'm gonna just also randomly, randomly choose them. Actually, they're all ints, so I can just use random.nextInt. And yeah, the same for alpha RGB. So that should give us a random color with random opacity. And it's all gonna be animated. Cool, so all I have to do is just to replace this color in here and hot reload and run this again. Awesome. So as you can see, now this container is also changing the color and the opacity. Yeah, so it looks kind of nice. I think you can you could possibly use that in your Flutter puzzle app. But yeah, let's research more widgets. So animated container is one of the widgets that I showed you, but there are a lot of other animated widgets that you can use. So there is, for example, there's animated scale, animated rotation, animated slide. Let's use maybe use animated align. So animated align is gonna change the position on the screen. So we can just say that this this container will just jump on the screen. So again, the first parameter is duration, to say how long the animation should last. And the second parameter is alignment. So we want to say that we're gonna just position this based on X and Y. For this particular parameter, X is from 0 to +1, or sorry, from -1, 0 is on center and right corner is +1, and the same with Y, yeah? So from -1, 0 is center, to +1, which is the bottom. So we're gonna add two double values for X and Y. 0, 0 means that it will start on the center. And yeah, we're gonna just randomly choose them, yeah, like before. So yeah, as I said, so this x is from -1 to +1. So we have to just generate some random double that will be value from 0 to 1. And we have to multiply this by either -1 or +1 to have both like ranges. So yeah, let's generate new Boolean. And if it's true, it's gonna be -1. If it's false, it's gonna be +1. Cool. And the same for y. And with that, I can probably remove the center because I no longer need this to be centered. So I'm going to just remove this widget. And let's play and see. And voila. So yeah, this container now just jumps across the street, changes the color, size, opacity, everything. Yeah, and yeah, as you could see, it was done with only like three extra lines of code, yeah, in that place. Cool. So yeah, I think it already looks good. There's one more thing that we could probably add. Yeah, maybe let's add this. So yeah, we can, as I said, like there are many different animated widgets. A nice widget is also animated crossfade. So we can use it if you want to crossfade between two views. You declare view 1, view 2, and just, yeah, it does this nice crossfade animation between them. There are animated icons that you may know from Android, like when there is animation from hamburger menu icon to the arrow, things like that. So we can use this as well. Yeah, there is animated opacity, animated padding. Let's say if you want to just position your widgets like based on the position to another widget, you can animate that as well. Animated size, animated theme, and animated widget if you want to write your own custom widget. So yeah, I think that's it then. Yeah, I hope you like this. I encourage some of you to try a little bit of Flutter. Yeah, and I encourage you also to try your chances with this Flutter puzzle challenge. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Paulina. I just have a couple of questions. If any one of you, Tomoki, Aisha, Deef, want to ask Paulina directly, you can unmute yourself. While you are thinking about your own questions, I'm wondering, while looking at this demo, I just thought about, did anyone do some kind of cartoons on like any iOS, Android, web interfaces? Because it looks like it's possible to do animations with code. Like it's not only about apps, but making some animated short films, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I think it yeah, especially like because you can run this on a desktop as well, so it gives you like a lot of options to use that not only for the apps. I saw people actually creating presentations in Flutter. Yeah, because you can so easily create animations and like animate between slides. So yeah, you can use it as you want basically.
And also there is the widget called physical model. So we can provide the functions so to modify the movement or something.
Yeah, exactly. So for more advanced animations, yeah, you have like this physical model that you mentioned. So you can just provide your own your own functions to calculate like the track of the animation. Yeah, there's also like the animator class for for animating. So yeah, there are lots of options. So yeah, this what I showed today is for creating really simple animations where you don't really have to have this this much control over them. But yeah, if you want to, you can use so many different widgets to customize this and to make it more advanced. You can build almost anything.
That's great. I'm really inspired. I hope those students who listen to today's demo are also inspired by simplicity and how beautiful actually it is. Like, it's really simple. And I was wondering throughout the demo that we created the widget for the object that we animated and the play button. But could we combine the same, like play button will be the same as the object? So we click on the object itself. How would
for sure. Yeah, you can do it as well. Yeah, you can you can click on the container to change the values of the container. Yeah, that is possible. Like I said, almost anything is possible with Flutter. Yeah.
Does Dev, Tomoki have or Aisha have any questions? Maybe regarding the Android development as well, or the environment setup, or how to learn Flutter, because some of you are new to Kotlin and maybe you don't know, is it worth it to change and start learning Flutter or not?
Yeah, I can add that it's very beneficial to know Kotlin, even if you are planning on developing in Flutter, because at some point you have to write some code in Kotlin anyway. Like probably, maybe not always, but it's just worth knowing. Like knowledge of Kotlin also gives you the knowledge of the Android system. Yeah, so under the hood, like you're still gonna develop Android apps, so it's good to know like how they work.
Thank you. If there are no questions, then maybe we can end this amazing demo. I hope everyone is inspired, and I hope to see Paulina in bigger events, maybe organized by GDC Japan or GDC in the worldwide community. Thank you everyone who joined this study jam.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.